Welcome back. It is your boy Joker, and we are here again with another Zenless Zone Zero video. Now, if you guys like all things Zenless, it doesn't matter what it is, y'all go ahead and hop over here and join us on this journey for our second, I guess you can say, challenge. Our first challenge was doing 100 days straight. We went ahead and knocked that out. Thank you for everybody that stayed through that, was a part of that. And now, we are doing 30 days straight again. We're just going to go ahead and knock these videos out. No excuses. All things Zenless for the rest of the month. I haven't done one of these biased tier lists in a while, and I said that this was going to be a series, more or less because I wanted to have a record of just things that I can show, I guess you can see, for people to see. Just, the journey of how I feel about a lot of these characters. Most of them go up, go down, whichever it is, whatever it is. But I do have a feeling that a lot of the time I put a lot of characters all in the same tier, right? So this time I'm going to be trying my hardest to try to put them a little bit more fair, to try to kind of like make the list a little bit like strengthened out, if that makes sense, right? So we're going to be doing more of these, of course. Probably the next one we do will be at the end of the year, since we did one at the beginning. This is going to be towards the middle, and then we're going to do one at the end of the year. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start now. Some of these characters, I'm not gonna lie to you, we just gonna go straight through them, because if you guys don't know, or if you guys, y'all will know now, we're gonna start over here with Ambi. Ambi is pretty much my favorite character in the game. Ambi and me and one more person. I'm gonna just wait until we get there for the people that are new and are, you know what I'm saying, kind of going to be reacting or seeing some of this new stuff. Ambi is the character that I started playing the game, one of the characters I started playing the game for. I guess you could say there was a character that I saw first, being through, I guess you can say, trailers and all that type of stuff before the game came out, that I was like, I'm going to download the game for this person in general. And that person you guys will see when that happens, of course. But Ambi is going to be the first person. I don't think there's going to ever be a point in time that she's not going to be an S rank character for me. Now again, this is biased lists. This is not going to be like, tier lists for strength and all that type of stuff. I don't do those usually here, because there's already enough YouTube channels that do that. This is strictly just my bias. I just want to have my list, and then you guys show me your list, and then we just go from there. Again, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more tough on this list, so that I can kind of, flesh the characters out a little bit more. We're gonna go over here for Billy next. Now, Billy's going to be a character that I do enjoy, and I am really interested in learning a little bit more about him. I know that he has some roots in the Sons of Caledon, and that is what I'm interested in the most, because of the fact that I just really love character story. We saw the thing that they had with Ambi, and she has a whole new unit, not just a costume, a unit. And I think that'd be pretty cool to have a champion tier Billy unit, not just a costume, but unit. Until we get that unit though, I kind of want to put him here. I have high hopes. I want B to be a little bit of the upper tier for neutral. I'm gonna go C neutral, and then D being, I guess you could say, I just don't really like, they're decent, I guess. I don't really hate any character in the game, but I want C to kind of be neutral, if that makes sense, and B is going to be towards the upper tier. That way we can go there, because there's not a character that I really dislike, I guess you could say. But anyways, I want to have Billy right there. Now, when we come to the next person, being Nicole. Nicole is another character that I really have high hopes for. She is the person that you see first, and to me personally, Nicole is somebody that I feel has a lot of story that is untold left in the game. I think I want to really see a little bit more of her interactions between her and Rain, because I feel like it's more of an Ambi and Soldier 11 kind of situation, where they are sisters or so of sorts, I guess you could say. And I really do like Nicole. I'm going to put Nicole so far at the top of B tier. She is a character that I do, of course, enjoy, and I do really like. I do want to see a lot more from her. Hopefully we do get some of these in the upcoming, I guess you could say, arcs. Corin's somebody that I really do like. I really wish that she had a little bit more of a role in the story, because they do kind of relegate her to a little bit more of a side character, I guess you can say. So for me, in what I have seen, I mean, she's adorable. That's a little sister, you know what I'm saying? But I really would like for her to have a little bit more, because when you look at the other people, in my opinion, in the Victoria housekeeping, there is just so much more interesting people with interesting stories. And then you have Corrin that's kind of here. You know what I'm saying? So for now, I think I'm going to put Corrin at C tier. Of course, this is going to be, again, the neutral tier is going to be C tier. I should have probably just labeled them, but you know what it is, right? And then that's just kind of what it is. I do like Corrin. She's cool. I don't dislike her. I just wish that she had a little bit more screen time. And then we get to the same person that was going to be one of my mains when I first started the game, being Ben Bigger. Now, Ben Bigger is a character that I have kind of in the same slot as Corrin. And what I mean by that is, of course, you had the Bellabog Industries, I guess you can say, storyline, and that was cool, but I really wish that they kind of gave my boy Ben a little bit more. There's a lot of bear Thyrans that are going around within Bellabog, and I feel like there's a lot of his story that's still a little bit left to be told. And then you have the new panda guy coming out, and I feel like that's going to end up kind of overshadowing Ben, which kind of sucks in a way, but I really hope that they kind of push him a little bit further and just kind of see what that's like. So until that happens, I will put him above Corrin, because I feel like I do like Ben a little bit more, you know what I mean, as far as the character and all that goes. But so far, I guess you could say Ben is right there in that neutral tier. Now, Anton has been consistently, unfortunately, guys, and I'm sorry, consistently at the bottom of my tier list because of the fact that he is just, in my opinion, a Kamina clone. I'm not even gonna lie to you, right? A Kamina clone from Gurren Lagann. If y'all haven't seen it, go watch it. One, it's a good show, and two, it's just Anton's backstory dang there, right? It's too much of a copy paste. There's nothing really interesting about his character, in my opinion, and the whole bro dude stuff, to me, it just doesn't really interest me that much, and I'm gonna just keep it a stack, right? And again, this is not a character that I hate, you know what I mean? It's just somebody that I'm not too thrilled to see when they are on the screen. Does that make sense? So that's just the unfortunate part about it, and sorry, but you know, hopefully we get some cool stuff for Anton that kind of happens that makes him shoot up a little bit higher in the rankings, unfortunately. Now, the next person will be for Sokaku from my favorite faction, being Section 6. Now, Sokaku is a character that, especially after the backstory, it was really cool to see exactly what happened with the Oni tribe. I do think she is a rather powerful character for sure, but as far as my likability for her, I actually do like Sokaku, and this is 100%, yes, I get it, she is Section 6, so she is kind of getting a little bit of a bump, I guess you can say, just because I do like that faction. It's my biased tier list. I'm not gonna say I'm always fair. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it a stack. But I do like Sokaku. I will put her at the bottom of B tier right now because of the fact that I think that Billy and Nicole, one, are just, they're gonna get better stuff in the series, and I'm really hoping that we get to see that soon, so that especially when I do this this end of the year stuff, we can kind of shoot them a little bit higher. You know what I mean? Shoot them up there to kind of see what that's like. But I guess you could say Sokaku is somebody that I think she's pretty cool. I do like her character, but at the same exact time, she's not somebody that, you know what I mean? She's a part of my faction. I'm gonna just put it that way. So I give her a little bit of boost. I put her at the bottom of B tier because if she wasn't a part of my faction, she'd probably be C. I'm just keeping it a stack. I'm keeping it 100 with you guys. Now we go to the next person, being Lucy. Miss Lucille. Lucy is somebody that I really do think that her little story and her positions and everything within the story is pretty cool. Obviously, she plays a major role in the Sons of Caledon, especially considering that I would argue that she's probably Caesar's right hand, I guess you can say. She does a lot of the stuff within the city that Caesar and them are just probably not that good at doing. You know what I mean? Just a lot of things in general that are really cool. I think that her character is really nice. I would like for her, of course, to get a lot more. We did have a pretty good outer ring kind of storyline, which was pretty cool for her. But obviously, when you look at some of the characters that are in the Sons of Caledon, there's a lot of interesting people, but Caesar will always get the shine, or at least a majority of it, because she is the leader, and that's just kind of how they flesh the Sons of Caledon out. The Cunning Hares, in my opinion, are kind of like, they're the best faction when it comes to fleshing multiple of the characters out, but they are the first one that you see, so it does make sense. As of now, I do have Lucy because I do like her. I think she's pretty cool. I have her above Sokaku in the B tier, and that's kind of where I am keeping her at the moment. I think she is nice. And hopefully we can get more anything when it comes to her, if that makes sense. Now the next person, we're gonna have Grandma. Grandma is somebody that is pretty cool as well, Piper, and I think her character is very tame. You don't really get too much story and too much things from Piper, I guess you could say. I do, again, really do love her character. I like that she's just kind of like this old school minded person, I guess you could say. Really cool, but I really do want to see a little bit more from her, I guess you can say, as far as making me like her more as a character. She is somebody that I do feel is pretty nice, and I would like to have a little bit more story from her, but as of now, I think that I think she fades like towards the end, other than maybe, well, I would argue even Poltra probably has more story kind of remnants than somebody like Piper does, even though I personally like Piper more than Poltra. So as of now, I'm gonna put Piper right here at the top of C tier. Somebody that I really do think is cool. Hopefully we can move her a little bit higher up. Now again, if y'all compare this list so far to my other list, yes, I am trying to be a little bit more tougher, that way we can you know what I mean, spread the tiers out a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Because at first we had a lot of A's, and I was looking at those past videos like, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is looking kind of spooky. We're gonna have to siphon some of these characters out a little bit. Nekomata. Nekomata is the character that in the Cunning Hairs is really cool, of course, especially with her relationships with the others, Ambi and all of them. But if I'm going to be honest with you, she's probably my least favorite in the Cunning Hairs, which isn't a bad thing, because I do like all of the Cunning Hairs, including Nekomiya. But to me, I think that there is, I mean, I get it as far as the street gang stuff goes and where she came from and all that stuff, but I feel like there's not really any underlying extra stuff. Does that make sense? And some of these characters, yes, I do base them really off of just their position in the story and how well I do like their backstories and stuff like that. And other characters, to be honest, I just go based off of if I just really like them, and you'll see that 100%. So I'm not going to be consistent. I'm just keeping it stacked. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it stacked. That's my bias tier list. It is what it is. At least I'm being honest, right? But Nekomata is somebody that I really want to see a little bit more of her before I can kind of consistently put her up there. I don't think that she would be on Billy or Nicole's tier, let alone Anby's tier. That's not even going to be a thing. So far I put Nekomata just behind Granny right here, but that's still good. I still have her in neutral. I'm not gonna lie to you, nobody else so far is going to be like in the D tier. I'm just gonna keep it a stack. But that's what we have so far. Next, Miss Bellowbog herself, Coletta. Coletta is a character that I actually have at C3 randomly, and that's kind of interesting because I'm all like, okay, well, I guess I gotta level her up now, you know what I mean? Just having a C3 S rank character agent just on the bench that you don't play is probably gonna be kind of spooky. Might as well play him. But as far as the character, I do like her. I think that she has a lot of like character development that is in the works, especially considering that she is essentially the captain of this faction, and they are a very important faction. You don't really see her too much in some of the later pretty much some of the later stories. Obviously they're still introducing new characters and new factions, but then when you look at some of the other factions, like I would say Section 6 with Miyabi and them, hell, even the Sons of Calydon, their arcs were so good that the lasting impression that they left was just, it was too top tier, you know what I mean? So it was just like, okay, well, or even Lycon, but he did pop back up in the story, you know what I mean? But just stuff like that, I would like to see a little bit more for her for sure. For me, I would have Coletta right in front of Sokaku, because I feel like she has a little bit more, and because her character is young, that leaves a lot of room for character development, right? When you have certain characters that are just a little bit too old or whatever, you feel like they're either gonna die during, if there is a time skip or some sort of whatever you call it, there's just not that much character development with Coletta, especially because of the position she was put in. I feel like there's a lot more that's to her story that we're all going to be introduced to. That's going to be very cool, because there was some stuff already going on behind the scenes when it happened with her dad and how he passed. So I am interested to see how she, who is thrusted into this position of being the president of this really one of the biggest corporations in all of New Eridu, try to see how she develops. She's going to be pretty cool. And I could say for the next person, her essentially right hand, a sister figure being Grace, is another character that I feel like we're going to get that type of from. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, I do like Grace a lot more. This is an Electro character, and even though you see Anton at D, I do have certain Electro biases. I do like Grace a lot. Not even gonna lie to you. She is somebody that I really do like. She was my first S rank agent in the game. Like, I got Grace before I really got anybody, and I do have an affinity for her. Hell, even in I keep my old profile picture still there at the end of all of my videos, and I believe it's still in the bottom corner, but I keep it there all the time, and it's always Grace, because that's when the channel started with Grace. This is how it was. She was the one that was up there. I have a special place for Grace in my heart. Grace is up here at A. She is our first A rank character. It is what it is, and yes, I do believe that she'll probably get a little bit more story, and then there are some people that probably have a little bit more story essence that's going to be behind her, right? But this is where my bias comes through. I'm not gonna lie to you. Grace, she was there since the beginning. This was how the channel started. Like I said, Grace was where it was at. I love me some Grace. That's my girl. Lycon is somebody, if you've seen through my videos, has been very consistent as far as somebody that I'm like, yo, this guy is going to be mad cool. I always knew it. He's been creeping up the rankings. You know what I'm saying? He's been creeping up the rankings, and I was like, okay, so obviously he is, I guess you could say, the captain of the Victoria housemaids. Especially the stuff that happened with Hugo. I already knew there was going to be a time where Lycon was going to be very important to the story. We just had to wait, especially after the stuff that just unfolded. I'm not gonna lie to you, Lycon's up there at A tier. Lycon's cool. Lycon's cool as heck, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He's cool as hell. He's cool as hell. Bro's fresh. He's somebody that I really wish that they kind of showed a little bit more of the rest of the group, but they kind of put Lycon straight up in the forefront and just had him there. There is some other things that I want to see from other characters in that group, but Lycon, he's shown to be somebody that should have definitely and has shot up my ranks as one of my favorite characters, I guess. You know what I'm saying? You could say. I knew it was going to happen. I put him up here in A, and before I think he was in B, or maybe it might have been in lower A or something like that. I'm not too sure how I ranked it, but for here, the man's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie to you. Rena is somebody, again, here comes my electro bias. I get it, y'all. Y'all don't even have to tell me. Rena is somebody that I am very, and I do mean very, excited for, as far as hopefully more potential and things going on into her backstory, because of the fact that she is a really creepy character. I'm not gonna lie to you. She gives people the creeps, but she's damn cool. I really want to see a little bit more from her, and this is one of the characters that, like I said before with Lycon, they thrusted him in there as far as the limelight for Victoria housekeeping, but I really wish that they would have brought some other people, being more or less Rena more than anybody else. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because I do like Rena a lot, but obviously Corin and Shark Girl as well, both of them, Ellen and Corin, would have been cool to get some screen time as well. But Rena is somebody that I really do like. It is the character that I chose for my pre-selection, I guess you can say, when the game first started. So she also has a special place in my heart, but I think that I have her below Billy and Nicole, because Billy and Nicole are mad cool. I do love those two, and I'm very eager to see exactly what they have left in store. Soldier 11 is somebody that was like Lycon. I felt like when her story dropped, she was going to be somebody that I really adored. I'm not gonna lie to you, we're just gonna go ahead and put her where she needs to be. Soldier 11. If this thing works, that'd be mad cool. Boom. Soldier 11, top of A rank, back on cap, damn near an S rank character. this right here, that's my girl. I love me some Soldier 11. I thought that her play style was already cool. I thought everything about her was mad cool. Just off of ripping off of anything, you know what I'm saying? But especially after what happened in that story, yeah, that's my girl right there. So we love us some Soldier 11 in this house. This will definitely work at all times. So love her. That's what we got going on. She might end up being an S rank one day, especially if I can build this Coletta and get this Soldier 11 team popping, because my fire team's kind of buns. No cap, I'm not gonna lie to you. Next, Ellen Jo. Ellen Jo, she's pretty cool. I know that a lot of people do like her. She is somebody that is pretty cool. She gives off a lot of just normal teen, I want to go to sleep and type of stuff. So I mean, her character is pretty, I guess you could say, cut and dry, but she is pretty cool. She has a really sick fighting technique and style. I think for me, Ellen is somebody that I put right here. She is somebody that I would like to see a lot more of, for sure. I do think she's a little bit cooler than Nekomata, especially being for somebody that is of a, I would like to say, I don't want to say lesser faction, but I would say lesser faction as far as screen time goes and stuff like that. Because I would say Victoria Housekeeping's a pretty important faction, especially after you've seen the stuff that Light Gun has done. But regardless of that, you know what I mean? Hopefully we see a little bit more for Ellen so I can move her a little bit up. Zhu, man, yes. This character is adorable. I'm never gonna lie to you. I love me some Zhu, bro. Everything about her, she's damn near perfect. I'm never gonna lie to you. I like her a lot, and she is going to go way up here just because of the fact that we like Zhu in this house. We do. We love our cop girl. We gotta have some work on the inside to help us out just in case anything gets spooky, and it is what it is. As far as her and Soldier 11, it is quite a toss-up for me. I do like both of the characters damn near equally. At first it was definitely just Juwan way ahead of Soldier 11, but especially after that stuff happened within the story. I'm still thinking here. I think I'm gonna leave this here, if not tied. Those two could be interchangeable depending on how I'm feeling. Chingy, this is a character that I really love. I love everything about Chingy. She's really cool. I like her aesthetics. I like her move sets. I like everything about her. And then she is also, again, an electro character, so I just do have a natural bias towards her. Really cool. And I loved everything that she done when she was in the story, and just kind of how she is as a character. She is somebody that I, however, am going to put still behind Billy. I think that I'm holding out for Billy and Nicole here because I feel like those two are going to be mad dope. You know what I mean? I'm trying to call it out here first. Maybe I'm just speaking it into existence. I'm not too sure, but man, I feel like those two, they're going to do some stuff, man, and I'm ready for it. Jane Doe is somebody that really came onto the scene kind of strong, mad cool, just a bunch of like bad stuff, you know what I'm saying, for sure. And then after that arc, that was kind of it. You know, I kind of wish that we saw a little bit more, because then they came out with kind of like other characters that kind of matched her same energy. There's a lot of shrouded mystery behind Jane Doe for sure, but I think that somebody like a good person like, let's say, Ellen is damn near like, it's like a replica, you know what I'm saying? Not like they're the same exact person, because we know a little bit more about Ellen for sure. But Jane Doe, I really want to see more of her. What is her actual name? What is the things that she actually is going to be a part? Or is she just going to be some, okay, we made this person and she's Jane Doe, we'll just leave that to your imagination and then put her on the back burner while the other characters get a little bit more screen time and stuff like that. Jane Doe is somebody that I do like though, but I think that Chingy is just a little bit, I do like Chingy's personality and stuff like that a little bit more. Jane Doe is pretty sick though, and I kind of have those two, in my opinion, are pretty much interchangeable as well. And again, you guys, this is not no waifu list, even though some of the, this is just how much I like the characters regardless of all looks and all that type of stuff. Because if it was a waifu list, Jane Doe is gonna blow Chingy out of the water, I'm not gonna cap. But regardless of that, we'll figure that out whenever that happens. Set. So Seth is somebody that I think is pretty cool, but I feel like he's a little bit more cut and dry. Does that make sense? Like the goody two shoes cop, he doesn't really do it for me that much. I'm not gonna lie to you, and that is unfortunate because I really like his weapon. I'm not gonna lie to you, like the little monster hunter baton, shield, charge blade joint. That's what I like to see. And he is an electro character, so I do have some electro bias there, but I'm not going to lie to you. As you can see with Anton, the electric bias doesn't really matter depending on how I feel about the character. I feel like Seth is going to... I like Seth, but I feel like that trope to me is slightly boring, so I kind of put him here. And I'm sorry, Seth fans, look. I don't think that he is a bad character. He's cool. He's neutral. He's, you know, he's in that neutral tier. But that goody two shoes cop to me is just kind of, I don't know, boring. And you can argue that Zhu Yuan, well, is probably a goody two shoes cop herself. I mean, I can see what arguments you guys have there, but to me, Zhu Yuan actually has personality, regardless of whatever she's doing. You know what I mean? Now, that's not Seth's fault because the story kind of puts Zhu Yuan in the limelight a little bit more to where you can get that. And Seth, they kind of put him in the backlight because once he came out, obviously Jane Doe was out and Jane Doe got a lot more of the screen time. So Seth kind of took an L, unfortunately, for that. It's not his fault, and I get that, right? But one, it's still my bias list, so you know what I'm saying. And two, hopefully they can give him a little bit more of an arc, that way we can get a little bit more, you know, stuff dealing with him. Caesar, I love me some Caesar, man. She looks like Jalter from Fate. That's pretty cool. I love me some Caesar. I think she's really cool. I think that Caesar is somebody that, well, especially now because of her position, we know that you're going to see her in the outer ring a lot. Anytime we go to the outer ring, that's going to be the girl that you're seeing. That's going to be the one that we're going to be talking to. I love her personality. I like a lot of stuff about her. I'm not gonna lie to you, that she cool. I think that she is going to be, for me, right. Let's go. I'm gonna split Billy and Nicole up. Yes, I get it. It's a gasp. There are some characters that aren't, and I'm trying to be a little bit more, you know what I'm saying. I don't know if it's good cap, but I think it's good. I think it's decent cap. I really do like her, and she's on the higher tier, just like Billy and Nicole are. But I think that I'm holding out for Nicole because I feel like she's just gonna have a really important story boost, and then I feel like Nicole and Caesar are going to get that Lycan treatment, right? Where Lycan was somewhere that I had towards the higher tier, but not at that, didn't take that leap yet until they gave him the story, and I was already interested in this character before they showed me that they can, you know what I mean, they gave me what I was looking for, and now I moved him to that position. Those two, I'm kind of holding them there, even though obviously we did have some really good story for Caesar, which is why I have her where Nicole is, because we still do have some good stuff for Nicole already. But I feel like there's a little bit of a notch that they're going to give her, and that's going to toss both of them up there. Bernice is really cool. Like her character, like her attitude, not gonna lie to you. She's dope. She's mad dope. I think that Bernice, in my opinion, we put her right behind Billy. I think we put her right behind Billy. She's really cool, mad dope. I like her character a lot. I'll enjoy seeing her on screen. You know what I'm saying? Next person. Look, bro, I'm not even finna hold y'all here. We throwing Yanagi up there. That's, yes. Yanagi, first of all, I love the backstory that she has with her character within the Oni stuff, and how that whole war happened and how she was able to end it and also save Sokaku. That was already pretty cool, pretty badass. I'm not gonna cap. Like, just everything was dope about it. But regardless of all of that, boy, man, I love me some Yanagi. Yanagi is mad cool. Yanagi is mad cool. You know what I'm saying? Yanagi is probably going to be the closest to an S without being an S that is going to be in this game. And that's just what it is so far. You know what I mean? I love me some Yanagi. I love her. If it wasn't for Anby being in the game, that would be my favorite Electro character hands down, no cap. So she's gonna be right there top of A. Lighter, man, I wish that I had Lighter. Lighter is probably one of the coolest people in my opinion in the game, and I have somewhat of an affinity towards Lighter. I did play, I mean, the story and everything, his backstory was cool. I'm not gonna lie to you, I really wish that they gave Lighter a little bit more of a Lycan treatment, but Lighter is not the main head of the Sons of Calydon, so he's gonna probably get some pushback from there. But I do like at this moment Lighter more than Billy. Billy is cool, but I am waiting for that boost so that Bill, I think in my opinion Billy is going to be, I'm gonna like Billy way more than Lighter. Right now I feel like Lighter has already reached that peak, and we still have some information on Billy that we need to learn. That way he can get to as cool as, if not better than Lighter in my opinion. But Lighter is a damn cool character, bro. Obviously, easily my second favorite behind Caesar when it comes to the Sons of Calydon. It's not even close. Haramasa, this is my boy. This is my boy. Now again, this guy, I'm not gonna lie to you, he gets a big bonus. And that's tough. It is what it is, y'all. But I mean, that's my guy. That's my guy. I like Haramasa. It's who I cosplayed as. Yes, your boy had it on. You know what I mean? His cosplay is somewhere. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not even finna go get it. But that's my guy. He's fresh, headband, fit, sick, everything. Love the character. The backstory was pretty cool, really in depth. And like I said again and again and again, y'all already know. Your boy is I'm a section 6 guy. That's my squad. That's my squad right there. And speaking of that, Miyabi. Look, Miyabi is the character, like I said before, when I first started looking at this game and I saw the trailer like months, maybe damn near close to a year before the game came out, I saw Miyabi. And I was like, who is that? I'm not gonna lie to y'all, call me basic, whatever. The girls with the Hime bangs and the katana, those are my girls. I'm not gonna cap. I have a whole Akame katana in my closet over there. I mean, Urza doesn't really got none of them joints, I ain't gonna cap, but she does got some bangs, swords. Give me the bangs and a sword, we're popping. Long hair, bang swords, especially if it's some long black hair with the red eyes, I'll fall off this chair right now. Say I won't. You know what I'm saying? That is baby girl. I ain't gonna cap. That's my favorite character. It's not even close. You know what I'm saying? We got some Miyabi merch all over the place. I got a phone case that's over there with Miyabi on it. That's my girl. It is what it is. Love me Miyabi. That is my first C6 character. I will tell you guys soon who my second C6 character is when they are on banner again, because that is something that I'm going to need. But C6 S-rank agent, by the way. Anyways, Astriel is a character that I'm starting to like a little bit more. She was somebody that I kind of had in a certain spot. I felt like she was really cool. She's very sweet. I am mad confused on her role in the story though, and I feel like she's damn near like a filler character, which is unfortunate because I really do want to see what she's going to provide later on in the story, but I don't know what. Like her presence in the story felt to me kind of like minorly filler-ish, which is not her fault. I mean, it's more on the storytelling. So I'm kind of stuck between you know what I mean, a rock and a hard place there. But I am going to put Astriel here behind Billy, because I do feel like there is more that hopefully we can try to see and get from Astriel. I'm kind of waiting on it and seeing what that is. But as far as that is, Astriel, yes, very good. I do like her. I really like her gameplay a lot. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll put her above Billy. Shoot, I'll put her above Lighter. Okay, boom. Wait. Boom, that's it. We're gonna put a little bit up there. I like Astriel. Very sweet. Evelyn is a character that I'm starting to like a little bit more now. I'm not gonna lie to you. She came out of nowhere. At first, I had zero interest of Evelyn when I first saw her, especially the gameplay. I was like, okay, that's cool. But then just going a little bit through like a little bit through the story mode. Like I said, the story mode was kind of meh as far as theirs goes, but just doing a little free time events and all that type of stuff. I think Evelyn is somebody that I do like. She's pretty cool, and I would put her on that realm of where Astriel is. I put her right there. I think Astriel gets a little bit of that bonus because she is the leader, so they gave her a little bit more screen time and more of that type of stuff. It is what it is, but I do like Evelyn, as they're pretty much tied in my opinion. I really do like them. Come on now, we're not even gonna act like this. To be honest, again, this could be changed however you guys want to change it. Ambi or Miyabi, it doesn't really matter. They're all S ranks. They're tied for first place. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like how I got the Miyabi merch, your boy does got the you know, we got a little bit of the Ambi stuff as well, because I do like Electro, and that is my favorite Electro character. That's my girl right there. So anything that was gonna go on with Ambi was just gonna happen. It was just gonna happen. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It just was what it was. Potra is a character that I kind of feel I'm not too excited about, and I hate that that is happening, because I feel like there is room for her to improve, and she just joined the Sons of Caledon, so hopefully we can get a little bit more on her. But so far where I am at with her is not really. I kind of put her right here. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'll put her a little bit above Corn, because I think that she's gonna be. No, I'm lying. Corn's adorable. So that's where she is. Sorry, y'all. But as far as my bias list goes right now, that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Trigger, we're gonna go ahead and knock these out, bruh. Trigger, we're gonna toss her right up here. I do like Trigger a lot. Damn good character. Love the backstory. Love the gameplay. One of my favorite characters when I see on the screen. Very sweet. Very dope. Vivian. Wow. Vivian, especially after the story that I have seen, she is up there pretty much. Well, I call her Double M. I'm not going to tell y'all what Double M stand for, but Double M right there next to Trigger, I think. Especially the story. Wow. Just wow, right? Just wow. Damn cool. Love the character. We're gonna come over here for Hugo. Hugo is somebody that's pretty interesting. You got your antagonist character. I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of like him around where Lycan is. I like Lycan's character a little bit better, but I feel like both of them are very cool, pretty well written characters, and I like what they do within the story. Now, this could be recency bias, which is just, it is what it is, since this is the time that the video came out, because their stories are the ones that just finished. So you see Lycan, Hugo, and Vivian get kind of a really good boost to the rankings, and maybe that might change at the end of the year. We'll see. This leaves these last three characters. Now, these last three characters, to be honest with you, I do not want to rank them because I don't know anything about them. At least everybody else, we've already gotten through what we needed to get through. It is what it is. Now, some of the other characters I have for sure ranked in prior videos that haven't been out but have been leaked, and I don't want to do that from now, I guess you can say, because I want to see what goes on. There could be something that happens in the story that makes me completely not like them, regardless of what they look like, so I don't want to kind of put them there so far. But I'm gonna tell you one thing right now, the panda is mad dope. I do feel like they're gonna kind of overshadow my boy Ben. It is what it is, but straight hands, he looks mad dope. I like the panda, no cap. She's adorable, and to be honest, her right here, listen to me, man, her right here, she's probably gonna be up here. I'm just going to keep it a stack. I don't know what she is. I saw the move set. I saw her hand. Man, do that to me. Whatever she's doing, do it to me. Again, this is not a waifu tier list, right? So I just feel like her character is gonna be real cool. Am I capping? Probably, but it is what it is. She's probably going to be S tier. I'm very excited for her. However, that was the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what characters you think are complete cap. Let me know what's going on, I guess you could say, man. Let me know what y'all's tier list is, and I will catch you guys again tomorrow. Love y'all. Peace.